We do a quick Q&A. Why do you stream at 720 at 30 FPS instead of the regular 1080p at 60 FPS? Because I'm not privileged enough to have internet that's capable of streaming at that. In fact, I have dropped 2.3% of my frames streaming at 720. So that is just a testament to... Christian Shark asked, is there a non-video game song you would be interested in covering? I don't think there has been one since Through the Fire and the Flames. Like, the thing with, like, covering, like, video game music and stuff is, like, it leaves a lot of room to play around with. Like, one of the best examples is, like, Pokemon music is so fun because you only get 3 monophonic lines. So you get to kind of, like... you know, feel out like what the chords are, and like it can be completely, you know, up to you about how you voice them and stuff like that. So I think that's really cool. But when you cover music from like a band or whatever, it's like you're kind of stuck with just playing it the normal way.
Whale dick, whale dick, whale dick, whale dick.
Thank you, voice. But yeah, it definitely breeds creativity. It gives you like room to like throw in a solo somewhere, and it's just new content, you know what I mean? It's just like, you know, when you do a metal cover of a video game song, it's like a new remix of it that somebody might prefer because they might be more into metal than they are like chiptune or whatever. So as far as like I've done some stuff on Jules Conroy, like Lamb of God music and stuff. For Family Jules, I think there might have to be like a shift, like a day that I'm like, okay, I'm no longer like specifically my brother Luigi. I think I would probably have to make a shift to like, you know, like something like Rashadi B does, where he, you know, he does like anime stuff and like other stuff too. But somebody asked, when did you and Adrie first meet, and how did it all start? When did you and Adrie first meet, and how did it all start? Who liked who first? It's ambiguous as to who liked who first, because it was kind of one of those, like, nobody made the move until we both knew that we both liked each other. So I don't know. But we did meet. We met at MagFest, I think 2014. And we didn't like, it wasn't like a love at first sight thing. We just like, all right, cool, you exist. But eventually as time went on, I started hanging out with her more, and, you know, I'd start at the next MagFest and started hanging out with her and talking to her more. Who made the move first? It was really like kind of like towing the line a little bit, where we'd be like, haha, I like you, but just as a friend. Haha, I like you, but just as a friend. And I think there was one time where she was just finally like, haha, I like you, but I actually really like you. And I was like, okay, yeah, I really like you too. And then yeah. Now that was it. Let's see. What's a game soundtrack that you originally hated but grew to love? Or vice versa. I don't know. I don't usually, like, I don't really, like, actively hate soundtracks or anything, really. I feel like, no, like, I mean, no, not Megalovania. Like, Megalovania is great. It's always been great. I played it up for the meme. I just, like, if I don't love something, I don't put any thought into it, you know? I just feel like hating something that actively just kind of breeds negativity in your brain, and I have better things to fucking think about, you know? When was your first time playing an instrument, and what was it? From Mark Fisher. I think it was piano. I had my grandfather gifted me a piano when I was really young, and you know, it was one of the pianos with like the DJ button. He was like, DJ, and like it had like, you press one button and it played like a whole song. Yeah.
Have some fun with Miku.
How'd you get to know and start working with Random Encounters? I met them because Adriana was hired in one of their musicals, and then I was just hanging out with them, and we all really like vibed, and I was like letting them know, I was like, hey, you know, like I do acting and stuff too, and I am also a producer, and they had an opening for a producer, and I was like, okay, I'll mix all your songs. So that's pretty much it. Just they hired Adriana, and then they met me because I drove Adriana to the set, and then yeah, that was pretty much it. Mac asks, have you ever interacted with Will from DA Games? Yes, I actually get to see him every time I go to Too Many Games and MomoCon. Will is absolutely a wonderful human being. I love him.
He's fucking got me, lads!
And I hope one day to do a collaboration with him. Do you know The Do? I don't know him personally, but I do know of him. He's a very good guitarist. What's your favorite non-video game song? It changes, you know, over time. I don't know. It's so hard to say because there's a difference between like songs that are my favorite or my least favorite ever. which that changes, or like right now. But yeah. I'll probably end with worst part about being a YouTuber or streamer. Let me put some thought into this one. I think the worst part is the numbers. I feel like a lot of people say like, oh, just don't look at the numbers, just don't look at social play. But like the way YouTube still puts the subscribe number and like the big button in front of everybody's face, and that number, it's on purpose. I feel like it's absolutely on purpose that YouTube does that, because it keeps people creating on the platform so that they can keep raising this number, which at this point, like, you don't get push subscribed videos unless you literally go to the subscribe tab on the main page. Most people just look through recommended or browse features, and like you can tell that, like most channels can tell that just by looking at their analytics. The subscribe button is just a glorified like button at this point, and it's everything. YouTubers think of it as everything. Your subscribe number is your rank, and it's so sad that that's where where things are right now, because it doesn't mean anything. It just means somebody liked your channel enough that they want to be notified, and then they're not going to be notified because YouTube doesn't push that way anymore. I think the worst part of YouTube is like, it takes a lot to have enough confidence and motivation and push to be able to ignore those numbers. And then when you finally get there, which I've gotten to many times before, then suddenly you're in a situation where somebody else is picked for something because they had a bigger subscriber number than you. Or somebody treats you different because you have a different subscribe number. And I think it's sad, because literally any other number on YouTube would be more telling of whatever the rank that they are, but also that's not a good way to stack people up, with numbers. I mean, I think it's a really negative experience for a lot of creators to see a button like that, with a number next to it. And there's a number in everyone's head that's at what level do all of your problems go away? And you have made it. And that number always ends up being more than what you have. Always. Doesn't matter if you have 10 subscribers, 100 subscribers, 10,000 subscribers, 1 million subscribers. It never goes away. So for me, it's always overcoming that and remembering that there are better goals to have than 1 million subscribers. There's making cool shit, and that's what I hope to keep doing. So thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate it. String Player Gamer, how you doing? How you doing? You got a photo bombing doggo? I do. He's a good boy.